Good morning. It's high noon. Welcome, Miss Flores. Oh my goodness, my good friend in Memphis, Tennessee, guitar expert and plane safety expert, Wayne Pearl, Glasgow. Can everybody give me a sound check? Can you hear me okay? Steph Bryant is in the house. Oh, Steph, this is going to be meaningful to you. Terrell Tarver is here. Good morning, beautiful people. And Dad, you too. I see my dad's in the house. Pearl's here. Top secret. Lunchtime. Yeah, so this is going to be a lunch scope, and this is going to be a little different. And as it says, as some of you already know, I can be a bit unfiltered from time to time. And so I've got a little emotion going this morning, and I'm going to share it with you. If you can reach out, put ones if you have kids, twos if you have no kids. So flash me up ones if you have kids. Hey, we love you. I love to be loved, and I love you. I really love you. Ones, all kind of people with kids. Excellent. Okay, this is going to be meaningful because almost never do I talk about kids, but I'm going to bridge something that will be helpful to you. Do most of you have to work in teams at your employee? Yes, I have to work with other team members. Or no, I'm pretty much a lone wolf. I don't really have to work with others. So put one, throw in some ones if you have to work with others in groups and teams. And number two, if you don't have to work with them. Do you do parents workshops? I am totally capable of doing parent workshops, but I'm not a child psychologist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not certified if you're looking for a degree in that. What I am certified in is that I've done 19,600 one-on-one interviews for explaining insurance education concepts, working with kids on their families, things of that nature. So that's a good lead in to at least tell you. I always forget to tell and introduce myself. I'm MarvinLeBlanc, and if you see today, you know, I got my bling on, my Mardi Gras bling on, and let me go ahead and move on up. I got a new little gadget here, a little tripod. You see my LSU statue, and then you'll see my beads hanging over my head, and then you see my little tacky lights. Well, that's the kind of guy I am. I love little tacky stuff like that. And so what that is, that's nothing. I'm an LSU graduate, Louisiana State University. It's a college in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and our mascot is Mike the Tiger. And so that's a little tiger figurine leaning up against a football. And so my SEC foes, whenever they come into the broadcast, they love to aggravate me about some of my LSU, but it's all good. Because without the aggravation and the connection with you guys, there's no reason to really even be on Periscope. LSU, the other Tiger, War Eagle. Yeah, Wayne, you need to work with the War Eagles and make them decide if they're going to be a War Eagle or they're going to be a Tiger. Then go over there to Tuscaloosa. Would you help old Nick figure out, are they going to be a big old elephant or are they going to be roll tide? My goodness, nobody has to have two mascots, do they? Okay, so that's just a little dig. I love me some Wayne, and I want to start by telling you that I am MarvinLeBlanc. I am a business owner. I have 3 businesses. 2 of them are worldwide. 1 is domiciled just for the state of Louisiana. I am an insurance professional that owns an insurance franchise since 1988, and then I have a health and wellness company that's one of the international worldwide organizations, and then I have a logo embroidery and advertising specialty advertising company that's also worldwide. today's purpose is to serve you. And so when you're on Periscope, I strongly encourage you to go ahead and work to be on Periscope. And certainly there's people watching that won't respond because they're afraid I'll say hello, or they're afraid to be on Periscope. Well, take faith and realize that if this ugly face can make it on Periscope, you can too. And so give yourself a chance, because you have a special perspective that if you don't share it with the world doesn't get an to college. Okay? And so here's the problem. Whether it's this or whether the politicians get in an argument about taxation, hear me out on this, and then I'll go on to my next topic, but I got to get this off my chest. Folks, in the history of civilization, redistribution of wealth has never worked. Redistribution of wealth does not work. Well, what are you saying, Marvin? I'm saying that if the government, whoever's in power, if the government takes all of the money from the wealthy and redistributes it equally across every other American, this is shocking. This might even hurt your feelings. If you redistribute that wealth inside of a generation, the proportionate people who once had the wealth are going to have it back inside of a generation. Really? Well, how in the hell does that happen? Well, how it happens is there's a reason why they were wealthy to start with. Yeah, there's images of millionaires and lavish lifestyles, and that's like the 0.1% of American earners. The rest of us that are millionaires, 8 out of 10 of us, basically our outfit is usually overalls, boots, some mud, and some hard-ass work. Okay? That's what the real American millionaire looks like. Okay? It doesn't just happen. Okay? The guy who goes home at 5 o'clock, man, I'm excited for him. Okay? Night before last, I left the office at 9:15. Okay? That was my choice. I want to serve. Terrell Tarver, it does have to be mental. It does have to be a mindset. And so my child had a problem with this, and I am proud of that child because now she's 23, 24 years old, going on 24 years old, and she's starting to learn, and she's starting to have very cognitive conversations because in my house, I live an unfiltered life. There is no topic my daughter and I do not cover because I would rather her learn it from me and keep it 100 and get it from daddy. And so in your own world, determine what your own core values are. Think about what I just said. Think about that redistribution of wealth statement that I made. The other thing that I want to leave with you, I want to take a break before I go into a quick life lesson, and then we'll be done in probably 8 or 9 minutes. If you want to connect more with my vibe, what this platform is, Periscope, is an invitation. So right now, I'm reaching out and I'm inviting you into my world, and I'm coming to you from a platform of service. If you want more of that, I have an ungodly amount of free resources. If you go to MarvinLeBlanc.com, somebody that knows me can throw up that at the bottom for me and scribe for me. MarvinLeBlanc.com/blog, B-L-O-G. There's over 200 blogs that are sitting there on every subject you can imagine. Life lessons, adversity, self-confidence, how to work in team environments, customer service. So all of that is there for you. I wanted to give you a couple of little spicy subjects that you'll run into, and this may be interest. Hey, Miss Knights, welcome to the broadcast. I think there's a Margaret Thatcher quote about the problem being that the problem with the redistribution. Excellent. Keep me posted on that, Andrea. I don't think I know that quote. And as I tell everybody, if you have something you want to tell me in private, you always can email me at MarvinLeBlancSpeaker@gmail.com. That's MarvinLeBlancSpeaker@gmail.com. I answer all of those personally, me, not a robot. Is that you eventually run out of other people's money? I don't know what other people's money is. I'm missing what you're saying there, Miss Andrea. What I do is I educate people and I help them either save money or save money by reducing their cost in programs that they don't need, or I also help them increase their wealth. The other thing that I also do, that's okay. That's the okay. Yeah, okay. I got you now, Andrea. Also, if you're looking for an insurance professional that will educate you versus sell you something, I am connected to insurance professionals throughout the United States, and so those professionals have met me whenever I've done my speaking tours, and I do performance workshops all over America. And so if you're in another state that's not Louisiana, you can still drop me an email, and I will privately take my time and search out the right person for you. A case in point is there's somebody that was following me over there in Tampa, Florida. I found the person, the colleague over there in Tampa, Florida. She sat with him and educated him on things that happen to come up in my Periscope. And so that's an extra value, because lots of times you may not know who to trust. And so I will sniff those people out. Most of them I've personally already met. But when you go to that blog, if you decide to go to the blog, you'll see topics like don't retire pissed off and broke. That might be interesting to you. Number 2, looking to the future. I have a lot of people that are concerned on what the future looks like. One of the quotes that you might see on Twitter that I've done, thanks for those hearts, guys. Please go ahead, go left to right, swipe left to right to invite other followers. I appreciate the share on our Perry person. He's not a Perry man and he's not a Perry lady. He's a Perry person. And share with other of your followers. But on Twitter, I have a quote in an infographic, and it says, "The future is bright, but it's not clear." So I want you to think about that. The future is bright, but it's not clear. And so I talk a lot about agility, on being able to move quickly when things move. I talk a lot about the difference between knowledge and, oh, kiss. I'm going to give Kiss a kiss. Very good. Now, you see, probably nobody else out there got kissed like that from a Cajun. Well, my dad did, because I think his wife probably kissed him a little earlier today. Thanks for the kiss. I appreciate it, baby. Everybody needs some love now. Even old Cajun boy needs a little love every now and then. So I talk about looking to the future. Another blog that's there, if you happen to be a person that is building a sales organization and you're trying to acquire clients, I throw in marketing tips such as, would you spend $200 to acquire a new client? And this was an idea I've done locally that works, and so most people have to spend a hell of a lot more than $200 to actually acquire clients. So we just have a bunch of good ideas, and we have a lot of fun here. The other thing, if you have ideas, you can either give them to me right now at the bottom, and I'll write them down. On other topics that you want me to include at a later time, then just make sure you go ahead and tell me what those topics are. If there's something specifically you want me to get into, because you have to understand, for those that are new to Periscope, remember, if you've seen a picture of a Periscope coming up just above the water on a submarine, being confident in your dream. Oh, Kiss, we can talk a lot about that. We definitely need to talk. Okay, you just gave me one of the ideas is I'll draw you my comfort zone circle. I have a comfort zone circle, and I have a triangle of learning that I need to cover. Parenting a young adult. Uh, what I was fixing to say about Periscope is when you're looking through a Periscope, you're looking to see what's out on the horizon. Well, right now, it's not just you guys, it's not just me looking at you, but it's what you guys want to hear. So, what is your view? So, this person asked a question about parenting. Well, while I was talking about my child having a problem with the fact that she earned her tops, and lucky for her, she graduated with honors prior to all of this baloney coming up. Periscope is designed to go off in tangents. And so every Periscope speaker has had issues before where people have said, well, man, you know, you're on one topic and then you go to something else and you go to something else. That is what makes Periscope the #1 app last year in America. Okay. And Perry 10K, which I'm a Perry 10K speaker, is the #1 collaborative group of speakers and game changers and givers and lovers of people. Okay, so I'm on the hottest app in the world, and I'm in the hottest group on the hottest app. Now, here's a real important thing, Andrea, for you to know, and everybody else that's here. Don't get upset when a speaker goes off into a tangent, because him or her is actually unlocking his love, unlocking his or her expertise. And so right there, how to keep your motivation up. Wow, man, that's another great one. Girl, you and I got to talk whenever we're not online, because you'll give me a whole week's of material. She asked me earlier, how do you parent a young adult? And the first thing I'm going to tell you is that I really watch what I say, and I rarely quickly overreact. Okay, so I'm not an overreactor of my child. I also am a strong believer that my job is, as a parent, is to provide a safe environment and a learning experience where she can experience. Yeah, we all can work on that. Guess what? There's nobody perfect on Periscope, baby. Matter of fact, and they're not in the dictionary perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. Okay, doesn't exist. Don't be a friend, but be a parent. So here's the deal. I got this from my dad, who happens to be on this scope. And my dad, he might not have even known who Socrates was, but my dad was an expert in the Socratic method. The fact is, I would have rather if he would have just whipped my butt and get it over with whenever I was going down the wrong path. But he didn't. What he would do is he would sit me down calmly with a calm voice, and he would ask me all kind of questions. And then he'd have to make me think of those answers to those questions my own self, on why did I make that choice. And so I got to believe he was a huge influence on how I asked those questions. So he was born in April, so I don't think he's Virgo. I don't think he's Virgo, but I don't know what April's sign is. Maybe Leo or Libra. I don't know. Somebody else might know. If you're born in early April, what sign are you born under? I'm actually a cusp child, so I'm born in late February, so I'm on the cusp of Pisces and Aquarius. So I'm creatively all screwed up, and I'm excited about it. I'm going to be the best darn Marvin LeBlanc I can be. And that's all you can be, is be the best you can be. But on parenting, I would ask good questions. I would definitely watch and not show overreaction. Sometimes they want to press your buttons. And I would listen long after I'm willing to listen. I would listen. My dad would listen to young adults and teenagers into the wee hours in a rocking chair to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and he had to go to a chemical plant job at 5:30. Okay, so I had an opportunity to sit literally at the footsteps of a great individual and model and mimic that behavior. And that behavior can be modeled and mimicked, whether that person is your father, mother, grandmother, or it could be a stranger down the street. So that's my spontaneous advice on parenting young adults. I also want to give one quick bridge to you guys in understanding that the life lesson today in today's topic was that children are going to go through phases. And so when they go through those phases, I'm going to remind you, because you've heard this before, be patient and stay steady and stay consistent. None of those things cost money. When they're it's going to happen, but constantly look, listen to this. Oh my good, this is worth the price of the broadcast. Constantly look to catch them doing something right. Yes, Andrea, catch them doing something right and overemphasize it, because the fact is we do live in a largely red X world. But there's a lot of green check marks. But you got to search out for those green check marks. They don't just necessarily pop up at the surface every day. You have to have the mindset of looking for those green check marks. And so I just told you and summarized those life lessons. The other thing I want to tell you is, whether it's children or whether it's co-workers in the workplace, in my situation, I have a team of people that are direct reports, if you will. I don't like that word. I don't like being called a boss. So that's all kind of uncomfortable to me. But your team members are going to go through different phases. And there's going to be times it's going to be hard for you to be patient with a team member that you feel like is continuing to screw up. It was the biggest thing I did to turn around our situation when my oldest was young. Great, you know, because we have to practice on being better parents, and they have to practice on being better kids, right? They got responsibility, okay? I can't raise them and live their life, and you wouldn't want to raise them and live their life. You need to let them live their life. The sad thing is, and it was with me, my dad had to let me screw up and make some poor choices. You know, a lot of people, you can tell them, son, don't touch the hot fire. Don't touch the hot fire. I'd be damned if I still don't have to touch the hot fire, because I was hard-headed. And guess what? There's a lot of them out there that are hard-headed. Oh, I love my beads. I love all my tackiness with my Mardi Gras symbol, my fleur-de-lis. I love it. Okay, so celebrate those things. Enjoy the tangents when you go off on Periscope. And then the last thing I'm going to leave you with is, if you go to Catch, KATCH.me/MarvinLeBlanc, here's the kind of free former broadcasts that are permanently at Catch for you. Number one, the power of practice. The power of practice, whether you're practicing being a good coworker, whether you're practicing on being a good sales manager, you're practicing being a good leader, you're practicing being a good parent, or you're practicing being a good lover, or you're practicing being a good spouse. You got to practice, okay? The next thing, another topic that you'll find there is the the most profound law on how to stay employable. Oh, that's a pretty popular one right now, how to stay employable, because less and less people are staying employable, and the ones that are staying are asked to do more and more. So if you do like your job and you like that steady check, that might be a broadcast you might want to check into on how to stay employable. The next one is the master key of riches. Not some pie in the sky, something like that. What about an old Cajun boy, 53 years old, lost everything in Hurricane Katrina, got most of it back, still is paying his FEMA loan off? How can he lose it all and come back? That's probably something kind of interesting. And if y'all are interested in that, this is the #1 Amazon bestseller, Come Hell or High Water. I think they're $15.95. You can probably get them on Amazon cheaper than that, like a used copy. Or if you want me to sign a copy, you can buy it at my website, MarvinLeBlanc.com. And if you want to buy the whole 10-pack, just like this, then go to my Periscope bio, and I don't know, let's see, 20%, 30% off of a book. Heck, I would deliver all of them to you for $100. So you could actually buy them from me and sell them on the internet and make a profit if you want. But think about the people who could benefit from the 32 commandments of teamwork that's in there, who could benefit on specific ways how to build possible laws. These are my life's work is in that book, and that's how it happened, because I really can't tell you how the hell it became an Amazon bestseller. When my publisher called me, I thought he was pulling a prank, and he said, well, fine, you can say what you want. I'm going to send you an email with a picture in about 4 hours to show that you're a #1 Amazon Kindle bestseller. And the joke was on me, because it really happened. So that's my message for today. My message for you today is to make marvelous happen. My message for you today is don't get sidetracked by those freaking red X's. My message for you today is to ask those young adult children more questions and over listen. And I thank you for your attention. Reach out to me anytime you can. I may even be on Periscope a little later on. So today, this is Marvin LeBlanc from South Louisiana, wishing you peace, wishing you love, and always I wish you a good taste of gumbo. Bye for now, girls and boys. Take care.